So we've got a little sports event happening very shortly, actually. It's called the Olympic Games. Now, who's ready for the Olympic Games? Nobody. Okay, then. Right, so good job I'm here, right? I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Cisco, our involvement with the 2012 Games, and I believe the impact it's going to have on you and your business. And of course, after the Olympics, there's something called BIG, the British Innovation Gateway, which I'm going to talk to you about as well. So, Cisco at the heart of the Olympic Games. So we're the official network infrastructure provider to the Games. I said it's a small event, a sports event. It's actually the largest sporting event that we'll ever see in this country for a long time. If you think back the last time, when was that? 1948, I know we hosted the Olympic Games, and here we are in 2012 with a fantastic opportunity for all of us, and maybe some disruption as well. So, you see that big round thing there? That's the Olympic Stadium. How many people can seat in that stadium? Any guesses? Do you know? 80,000. 80,000 people in one stadium. Then there's the velodrome here, fantastic shaped building. It's like a wave, very sustainable. This is one of the most sustainable buildings in this 500-acre Olympic Park. And what happens is the actual roof is on hydraulics. So the roof comes up, it lets the air in, so you've got natural air conditioning. So it's very sustainable. The wood on the velodrome is all from sustainable forests. They're all managed forests. This is a remarkable feat this country's put on, and we should all feel proud of this. And when you go to the Olympic Park, you see all these guys working there day in, day out. There's these big signs, and it says, "You are part of the 2012 Olympic Games. Feel proud." And I know they do. So it's a real big thing. Now, for us, this is a huge thing. I mean, we've heard today, I'm amongst friends. I used to work for Mitel. I used to work for Avaya. I'm here now at Cisco. There's nothing wrong with Canada either. My office used to overlook a bay in Vancouver. If you haven't been, it's fantastic. See the seaplanes coming in. Great place to be. So, back to the Olympics. There's a press centre here. Now you think, I mean, we've got some press here today. They're always very welcome at these events. But there will be 20,000 media and press at the Olympic Games. Just think about that. Digital media, the TV broadcasts that are going on, all those photos, they want to be the first in the papers, right? You want to get your picture you've just taken straight in there. That's the winning picture. It's worth thousands. So speed is really important. That's why Cisco is so relevant to the Olympic Games and network infrastructure. We're connecting up over 94 locations, nearly 100 locations there, including this massive media centre with these 20,000 press. I think it's a really impressive borderless network. So if you think of our history, Cisco, this little company, two people in fact, Len Bozak and Sandy Lerner, students at Stanford University, they came up with, they were pioneers of the early internet. They invented routers, routing and switching. That's where we came from in 1984. We're only 25 years old. We're learning a lot. We've learnt a lot. Now we're a $42 billion organisation. No longer just switching and routing. A lot of people, I do this often. I do a bit of going into schools, talking to the kids and mentoring and stuff like this as well. And you say, oh, you heard of Cisco? Oh yeah, I've heard of Cisco. Yeah, he had a good hit record back in... Wrong Cisco. Okay, so we go and ask somebody else. Oh yeah, you do that internet stuff, don't you? And they don't really understand that today Cisco as an organisation is an end-to-end company that provides switching, routing, data centre, video. Hi guys. So lots of video content going on these days as we bought Tamberg fairly recently. And slowly but surely, and of course the ScanSafe and the Ironport guys, so we've got this fantastic security message now. And we're bringing these all together. So you've got a borderless network and we can secure it. So you're hearing about all these devices, so you can bring your iPad into the Cisco borderless network and we'll secure it. You can bring your iPhone into the Cisco borderless network and we'll secure it. We'll secure anything. It's called Secure X. I brought an expert with me today, beautiful young lady called Rebecca, who would love to talk to you about Secure X. Okay, so didn't want to miss that opportunity. Right, okay. So our friend Boris, Mr. Johnson, why are you laughing? Because it's Boris, right? Every time we see Boris, we want to have a bit of a laugh. Okay, so Boris is telling us, sir, £20 billion opportunity, £20 billion economy boost. Okay? So now, who's ready for the Olympics? Are you ready? Yeah? Do you have a plan? Okay. So, are you going to have an Olympics invasion plan? OIP. It's relevant to us in Cisco. The OIP. Britannic don't forget OIPs. They love OIPs. Olympic invasion plan. Have you got one? Think about it, because you will need one. Or maybe you've got an OOP, the Olympic opportunity plan. So just think about it, because it's not long away. It really isn't far away. Now, of course, it's not going to affect you, is it? No. It's just going to go on by. But in reality, all of you in this room, if you employ people in your organisations, watch out, right? Because believe me, on the 27th of July, for that opening ceremony, there's going to be over 1 billion viewers watching. And I bet all of you, if you've got a heart, on the 27th of July, be proud to watch that opening ceremony. Because we are in this. This is 2012. Okay, so what's going to happen? You could be watching on your TV screens. You could be watching on IPTV. And of course, there'll be all that streaming. Hey, did you see that guy the day before winning that goal? Wasn't it amazing? No, I missed it. Well, download it now. Come on. So there's going to be lots of video streaming, okay? You're getting the message here that it will affect you. People are bringing their own devices in. You've heard that from the previous speakers. They are bringing their devices in. But we welcome that. Your iPads, your smartphones. Okay? They're going to do it, if you like it or not. So you've got to be ready for this. All right? So we'll be happy to talk to you. Britannic are happy to talk to you about this planning. Make sure your network is ready. Make sure it's secure. Now, the other thing is, now we transact, I'm sure all of us go to London at some point in another. It is a hub for business. It's the centre. Everyone wants to meet in London. I think it's because they like that sushi restaurant, actually. But anyway, sorry, Jonathan, where is he? Anyway, we're travelling, and to and from London will be, and around the whole area, will be absolutely disrupted. There are millions of people coming to the city and to all these different venues in other parts of the UK, and your business travel will be disrupted. And I'll give you another example of that in a minute with Transport for London. So also, not just getting to work. So your staff getting to work is one issue, okay? But the business travel to and from is another issue. There will be delays. And of course, your important deliveries will also be delayed. It's going to be gridlock. So what are you going to do? Work from home. Absolutely. Who's got a work from home policy now? Good man. Lots. Quite a few, probably about half the room. Okay, so if you employ people that normally travel into the office, and you've been thinking about this thing about, do we let them work from home? Now is the time. You've got a compelling event. Get onto it. Get this homeworking sorted out. Because it's good, it's fun. Wireless networking, just briefly. So we're doing the network infrastructure, so we're supplying our ISR, our integrated service routers, our security products, our ASAs, and of course wireless. Wireless is a really important thing now. When I go into an office, I never plug in anymore. It's always wireless, right? And we're working on a new standard. There's 802.11n today, but some of you have probably seen some of the blogs that are going on. We are working on a new standard, which is gigabit wireless. It won't be here tomorrow. It won't be here for the 2012 in general use, but it is coming, okay? So wireless is really important. Now, the interesting thing here is you've all got your badges on. The badges on the Olympic, in the Olympic Park for the VIPs are what we call these smart badges. So they've got an integrated chip in. So what happens is, if I feel a bit threatened by this guy here, and I'm not quite sure, and I think he might be coming to attack me, I press my button, and all the Britannic guys come and oink me out. Because what they're doing, they're monitoring me. They can see exactly where I am at any time during that 500-acre park. They can pinpoint me and take me out to safety. Okay, so it's a good use of technology, our wireless technology here. So we're connecting the games. How fast do you think this network is? 80 gigabits per second. 80 gigs. That's like downloading 6,000 Wikipedias in 5 seconds. It's remarkable. Or 2,000 iTunes in a second. 2,000 iTunes every second. Remarkable. 80 gigabits per second. So the borderless network and Cisco take place 2012, 27th of July. So now, are you ready? Some of you are. You're ready for your coffee. Okay, I'll move on quickly then. So we couldn't resist the trials that are going on. I don't know if the media are here, but that was the first picture. They're coming down the whitewater raft. Did you see that? So they're trialling out the whitewater rafting, and they got a bit wet on the way down. But there's lots of trialing going on before the games. I did write some stats down, but they're too big to remember, to be honest with you. There are actually years and years worth of training going on and trials of all the systems. So we are ready for this big event. Yes, there will be disruption, but yes, there will be massive opportunities for you. And I hope you prosper from this. I'm sure you will. But think about it, because there are millions of people coming. Absenteeism is another big thing. If you look at past games, okay, people do take time off during the games. Okay? So if you rely on the staff you have, don't forget it's the August period, August, September. The initial games last for 33 days, and then, of course, the wonderful Paralympics after that. So you've got 33 days of the Olympics, and then about another 30 days of the Paralympics. Has anyone got their tickets? Who's got tickets for the Olympics? Okay, it's the most oversubscribed ticketed event we've ever seen in this country. So, a few facts for you. There's going to be at least 4 billion plus viewers throughout the games. 94 Olympic venues are controlled through the Technology Operations Centre. That's that Operations Centre with all our Cisco networking in it. This 80 gigabits per second borderless network. The Technology Ops Centre is staffed by over 450 people, and they run a 24/7 operation. There you go, there's that SAT. 23 and a half years worth of testing. That's like 8,333 days of work. It's quite incredible, isn't it? Okay. Commentators will use innovative touchscreens. So the facts, the figures, you think, gosh, how do they retain all that? It's all this touchscreen stuff. They just press a button and it pops up. So there's some great use of the touchscreen technology through this fast network that gets the information to them. So they sound really, really bright and intelligent and on the ball every time. So weather defense. Hopefully it won't rain on the 27th of July for that grand opening. But if it does, there's a contingency plan, just like the Chinese did, to fire up rockets into the weather system and actually into the rain clouds and actually make it a dry event. Quite incredible, isn't it? 33% lower CO2 emissions. So, look, this event is all about showcasing. Now, we have something called EnergyWise, so we're very proud to put the EnergyWise products into the Olympic Games, all the products in there, which actually is like reducing the power. It's this automatic switch off. You can computerize and actually remotely dial in and turn things on, off, etc. So that's also the sustainable buildings. A lot of this stuff's going to be handed back to the public. Certainly the Olympic pool, the Aqua Centre there, there's two 50-metre pools, one's for the warm-up, and then there's the actual 50-metre where the competitors are taking place, and then there's that wonderful diving pool, which is another 25-metre pool. That's actually been handed back to the public after the Games. Okay, this is another new thing, contactless card payment. So 5,000 retailers have signed up to this, so you don't have to carry money around. It's like an Oyster card. You know the principle with the Oyster cards where you just swipe in? That's what they're having at the Games there. So far, over 5,000 retailers signed up for that. So there we are, there's that stat of 8.5 billion PCs, smartphones and tablets are predicted to be connected. Oh my goodness. Is your network ready? Because the Olympics one is. It has to be.
TfL is responsible for providing public transport but also managing the road network in London. During the Games we're going to see a lot more people in London, and it's our job to make sure that they get around safely and securely. During the Games we're anticipating that there'll be a lot more people in London. Around about 3 million additional trips will be taking place on the public transport network on the busiest day. Businesses need to start thinking now about how they're going to operate during the Games. They need to think about how they're going to get their staff to and from work. Clearly there's a big challenge there. We anticipate that there'll be lots of people looking to work from home. Businesses need to start thinking about planning for this now so that they'll be ready to operate come Games time.
Visit businessready2012.com to find out more. BT, working with Cisco, getting you ready for the Games.
So there's a good warm-up for our next presenter, who's coming on in a second. Of course, BT is the provider with Cisco in the Olympic Games, so there's great collaboration going on here. Okay, so you can work from home. I just want to whiz through some of the ideas, but please come and talk to Britannic, come and talk to us about your home working policies. So we have something called WebEx. WebEx is an all-inclusive, all-collaborative product that is not just picking a phone up and talking to people. This is an amazing product that anybody can use from your laptop, and it's a hosted solution, so it's a cloud-based solution. And basically you can talk to people, you're using video, face-to-face, far nicer, and of course there's collaboration. So if I want to look at I'm a designer and I've just made this new suit and I'd like to show you, I will put this up to the video system, show you the nice stitching on there, and we can have a vote. We can have a vote quietly by raising a hand on the system, on the WebEx client. I can chat to you over here and send you a message without telling everybody, or I can chat, so an instant message to all of you, okay? So this is the type of thing that WebEx does, and it's very, very easy to deploy. Okay, and then of course we go on to our larger systems, just like you see at the back of the room there, these video conference systems. Of course we bought Tandberg a short while ago, and we're integrating all this into the WebEx client and across our other products. So we can go to a phone and we can just one click basically set up the call. You could be in your telepresence with this fantastic high-definition telepresence experience, and you can be watching on WebEx from home and join into this meeting via WebEx. So lots of collaborative products. I've also brought along a colleague and a friend on the small business side of things, and he has some very low-cost routers. Now, we used to be rather expensive. Everybody said, oh, we love Cisco, but we can't afford it. We're only a small company. Well, look, that's £25, right? £25 is the starting for our switches. We're in that game now. We can provide you small business products, okay? As well as going up to these high-end, high-price. It depends what you want to do. So, how do we visualize after the games are gone? As I said, we're handing back, the Olympics are handing back these wonderful buildings, these swimming pools, etc., back to the community, which, when you look at what was there before, it's a remarkable change. It really has transitioned that whole area. So after the games, John Chambers came over to meet with David Cameron a few months ago now, and they've shaken hands on a deal, and we have committed to invest a huge amount of money over the next 5 years to get new talent, new blood into this industry, okay? We want to see the next entrepreneurs. We want to see the next technology coming through. And it's through this British Innovation Gateway that we will do that. We need to give people the opportunity to be the next Bill Gates and the next Steve Jobs and all the rest of it. So this is it. It's, as I say, a 5-year plan. So I'm just going to take you through now my last video, which is a very quick video on the first project, if you like. These are learning and teaching universities, and I'll hand you over here.
Ravensbourne is a specialist university sector college focused on digital media, design, fashion and broadcasting. We're really excited about the 2012 Olympic and Paralympic Games because we're in one of the key Olympic host boroughs. What we have here is one of the most connected buildings, both in terms of its locality and the technology of the building, that can be used by corporations, brands, companies who want to showcase and exhibit work. The BT Cisco network has enabled us to create a system here that services perfectly our student base, our academic base and our business base, as well as opening the connectivity to the community and the surrounding area. Technology in Ravensbourne is it's incredibly agile and flexible. So if we have to put in new firewalls or networks for separate usage, we can do that. The legacy beyond the Games is to become known as a world-leading hub for innovation where creativity and technology come together.
BT and Cisco, getting you ready for the Games.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to me. So you've now seen it for yourselves. This is Cisco, best in the world, best for the world. Thank you very much indeed. Enjoy the Olympic Games and the rest of this show. Please see you back.